Good morning, Knicks Nation. God bless, God bless. Happy Tuesday to you and your family. Hope all is well. Hope you guys had a great holiday. I had a pretty good holiday, man. I went to New Jersey for a couple of days. Spent time with the family, of course, and it was a lot of fun. But yet, it goes so fast. It just always does. That's just the reality of it. But I hope everybody's doing well today. And like I said, I hope you and your family are doing well. So, the Knicks are supposed to introduce our new coach, Mike Brown, today at a press conference today at 2:30. It'll be live, of course, and of course, they're going to introduce, of course, I'm assuming, they're going to introduce Jordan Clarkson and Yabu, our second guy that we got, off of free agency, and so that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to watch it myself if I can. I should be done with my job work today before that time, so I'm gonna watch it. I want to see what they gotta say. I'm excited about it. But what I want to talk about real briefly is the final roster spot. Okay, that the Knicks currently have available. Okay. You got a lot of different names out there. Of course, you got DeLon Wright still out there. You got Landry Shamet. You got a lot of different guys. You got Russell Westbrook. You got even Marcus Smart. Which I wouldn't mind having. Marcus Smart can still play. He's still very young. But again, he doesn't keep himself healthy, and he's always he's an injury-prone kind of player for the most part, and that's not, for me personally, that's not good. So anyway, so I wanted to see again, what their plans are, because I know at the spot they have to fill, and I'm curious, if I had to pick one of those guys to come back, me personally, I would prefer to have Landry Shamet come back. Landry Shamet did a lot, he did well in the second half of the season for us, and he played pretty well in the playoffs for us when he had the opportunity to play some minutes, so I'm curious to know what's going to happen with that. It's only a matter of time before we do find out, because again, I don't know when they got to fill that spot by, but I'm assuming it has to happen pretty quickly, fairly quickly, I should say. So, was reading a couple of other names out there. Not the top of my head, I can't think of them, but those are just a few that I mentioned earlier that the Knicks are going to probably go after. But I'm glad I'm listening. I'm not gonna lie. I like the guys that we have. I think Jordan Clarkson is going to help us out a lot. He kind of reminds me a little bit of J.R. Smith in a sense. He could be a streaky shooter, of course, but he can also, make shots when it counts, and listen, he's got the most bench points out of any bench player since 2020, I believe. Okay, now that tells you something. And he's a six man winner of award winner off the bench, so guy can produce. I think he's about 33, 34 years old, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And he can still play. So, with that being said, we'll see what the Knicks do. As far as, trying to get this, this last roster spot filled, I don't know. I don't know who it can be. I don't know who they're looking at. I'm sure we'll find out really, really soon. Most likely after this press conference today. You're going to hear different rumors and stuff like that. Not totally surprised by that either. That's just part of it, I guess, But again, we'll see what they do. I think Marcus Smart will be a nice, decent pickup if they end up going that route. Guy can shoot, can play defense. He's a Defensive Player of the Year winner. I know he's been hurt a lot. I get it. Because believe me, that's the last thing I want is a player who is young and still continues to get hurt continuously. It's just mind-boggling, I know last year he was hurt with Memphis last year, most of the season last year. He barely played, so I'm hoping that this year will be a little different if we do pick him up. But he's a name out there that we can get for the vet minimum, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind going to a contending team like the Knicks, So we'll see what happens. But if not, Landry Shamet would be perfectly fine with me personally. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think should be in that last spot, who you prefer, and then because again, something has to give. I mean, this is one spot left, and something has to give. So anyway, you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. God bless you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk soon, guys. Take care. God bless. Let's go to New York.